Good morning students. Today we'll discuss about the manufacturing equipment which are used to produce soft gelatin capsules. Okay, previously iron molds were used for shaping the capsules, leather molds were used for shaping the capsule, and the capsules were filled by medicine dropper, and then they were sealed by hand with a glob of molten gelatin. Like we molten gelatin, or we use whenever we use any molten liquid, it can seal the edges. So previously they were filled by medicine dropper and they were sealed with a glob of molten gelatin. So those were the methods which were used earlier. So as technology advanced, the individual iron molds, they gave way to multiple molding units. So these iron molds, they were replaced by multiple molding units, and now you have various equipment for manufacturing soft gelatin capsules. So we will discuss about the plate process for manufacturing soft gelatin capsules and the rotary die process. Okay, so this is a very important question. Write about the production of soft gelatin capsules. You can expect this for a long mark question. So coming to the plate process. Plate process is nothing but it is involving the pressing of two sheets of wet gelatin together between two molds. So the molds are provided with depressions. Okay, the molds are having depressions, and you will place two sheets of wet gelatin over those molds, and you will press them together. One of the gelatin sheet is placed over the mold. Okay, first you suppose this is a mold. One of the gelatin sheet will be placed over the mold, and the application of vacuum. Whenever you are doing application, when you apply vacuum, what will happen? This gelatin sheet will go inside the mold. Can you see? So now here it can form the capsule sheet. When the application of vacuum, when you apply the vacuum, the gelatin which is there on the top of the mold, it will get depressed into the mold. Right. So now you will place the active fill. Here now you can place the active fill. Now here you are getting this is a gelatin which gets folded inside the mold. Here now you can place your fill. I repeat, it involves pressing two sheets of wet gelatin together between two molds provided with depressions. One of the gelatin sheet is placed over mold. You will place one gelatin sheet over the mold, and the application of vacuum will produce depressions in the gelatin sheet, into which you will place a active fill. So now after placing the active fill, a second gelatin sheet was placed over the other. Now you will place, now your fill is there, one gelatin sheet has already been placed. Now this is a second gelatin sheet. Now you are placing a second gelatin sheet over the first one, and both were pressed together with the fill material sandwiched in between. Can you see? Here is a first gelatin film, this is a second gelatin film. Both in between these two, your fill material is getting sandwiched. So now you are apply pressure. The pressure of plate, it will seal the top and bottom sheets of the gelatin together. So now you are applying pressure. So again this gelatin sheet will get pressed, and you will get a soft gelatin capsule with the fill material. Okay, so the pressure of the plate will seal the top and bottom of the sheets of the gelatin together. So now the soft gels, they are produced by cutting followed by drying. So the soft gels, then they can be cut and they can be dried. So this is with your plate process. This is the oldest commercial method of manufacture. Okay, and it requires 2 or 3 operators for each machine. Right, this is the oldest commercial process. A plate process is an oldest commercial process, and it requires 2 or 3 operators to work on one machine. So that is why nowadays it has been replaced by a modern continuous process which will require less manpower for operation. So as this is requiring more manpower, this is the oldest method, and as it requires 2-3 operators for a single machine, it has given the way to a modern continuous process in which you require very less manpower. So this is with your plate process. Next, coming to your rotary die process. So plate process clear? Now this is a continuous process, and it became commercial, and Scherer, R.P. Scherer has invented this rotary die process. R.P. Scherer has invented this rotary die process. Okay, coming to this process, I will show you the diagram, and then I will tell you about the description. Can you see the diagram? Here is the gelatin tank, here is the box, this is a cooling drum, these are your die rolls, this is your ribbon, here the product material tank. So whatever the product which you need to fill in the capsule, that is there in this. So that is, this is your product material tank, this is your product pump, okay, and this is your injection wedge. These are your leads. This red lines, can you see, longitudinal, these are your leads. This is your injection wedge, this is your die roller, okay, this is your conveyor belt, this is the net, this is the chute. Okay, this is about the rotary die process, so I will discuss about this now. So can you see, gelatin tank is separate and your product tank is separate. The gelatin mass, it is fed by gravity to a metering device which controls the flow of mass onto air cooled rotating drums. So here is nothing but a cooling rotating drum. Gelatin mass metering device, okay, there is a box, there is metering device. This metering device, it will control the flow of mass onto the cooling drum. So the gelatin mass, it is fed by gravity to a metering device which controls the flow of mass onto air cooled rotating drum. This is your air cooled rotating drum. Gelatin ribbons of controlled thickness are formed. So when the gelatin from this tank, it forms on this drum, you will get a ribbon, right? So this is your ribbon. Can you see the ribbon? You will get gelatin ribbons of controlled thickness. Gelatin ribbon of control, that is plus or minus thickness, will be formed. I repeat again, the gelatin mass is spread by gravity and into a metering device. This will control the flow of mass into the cooling drum, which is maintained at 13 to 14 degrees centigrade. This cooling drum, it is maintained at 13 to 14 degrees centigrade. Now when the gelatin mass gets cooled over here, you will get ribbons. So the gelatin ribbons of controlled thickness, that is plus or minus 10 thickness, are formed. This is with your gelatin. Now here, this is your first step, you got the gelatin ribbons. Now let's see with the product, that is the material to be encapsulated, that is a product which you want to fill in the capsule. The material to be encapsulated, flows by gravity into a positive displacement pump. I have told you, this is a product material tank, this is a product pump. This is a product material tank and this is a product pump. The material to be capsulated, it flows by gravity from a positive displacement into a positive displacement pump. So now what this pump will do is, this pump will accurately meter the material. It will accurately meter the material through the leads and the wedge. Here can you see, I have told you, here the leads and this is the wedge. Through the leads and the wedge, it will accurately meter the material between the die rolls. These are your die rolls. So the material, the product is rolled between, and it is metered, means how much should be filled in each capsule. That is done through leads and wedge and into the gelatin ribbons between the die rolls. Now the bottom of the wedge contains small orifice. The bottom of the wedge contains small orifice lined up with the die pockets of the die rolls. Okay, so this contains small holes, right, which are lined up with your die rolls. Okay, the capsule, now when due to the pressure of the pumped material, okay, the capsule gets half sealed. Why? Because the gelatin gets into the die pockets. So the capsule gets half sealed. Here also you have seen, when the gelatin gets the application of vacuum, it produces the half sealed, it produces half sealed capsule. So here also the capsule gets half sealed when the pressure of the pumped material forces the gelatin into the die pockets. So now the die pockets, can you see here? Here your gelatin gets, and due to the pressure, the capsules are half sealed. Now where the pressure of the pump material forces the gelatin into die pockets. Here in the die pockets, the capsules gets half sealed. Again, when they are half sealed, means what? They are ready to be filled. They are half sealed means what? They form the body, right? So they are half sealed means they form one body, they form one part, and then you can fill your material. Now you can fill the material. Now when the capsules get simultaneously, after this is formed, the capsules get simultaneously filled, shaped and sealed, and they get cut from the gelatin ribbon. Okay, I have shown you here in the die rolls, they have the pocket loans, they are the small holes. The gelatin gets here and the capsule is half sealed. After that the fill is filled, so the capsules get simultaneously filled, shaped and sealed, and they are cut from the gelatin ribbon. The sealing of the capsule is achieved by mechanical pressure on the die rolls. Then the sealing of the capsule is achieved by mechanical pressure on the die rolls. So due to the pressure on the die rolls, the sealing of the capsule occurs and the heating of the ribbons by the wedge. Due to these two steps, the sealing of the capsule occurs. One is due to mechanical pressure on the die rolls, okay, and the other one is the heating at 37 to 40 degrees of the ribbons by the wedge. So this wedge, it heats the ribbon, so due to that the capsule gets sealed. Okay, so this is with your rotary die process, and immediately after manufacture the capsules are automatically conveyed through a naphtha wash unit to remove the mineral oil lubricant. So immediately after the capsules are manufactured by this process, they are passed through a naphtha wash unit, so which will remove the mineral oil lubricant. Now the washed capsules may be automatically subjected to a preliminary infrared drying step. So now the capsules after manufacturing, first they are washed and then they are subjected to a infrared drying process, which will remove about 60 to 70% of the water. So when you are subjecting the capsules to IR drying, nothing but infrared drying, about 60 to 70% of the water is lost, okay, or maybe manually spread directly on the trays. So now the capsules from the infrared dryer are also spread on the trays, and all the capsules are allowed to come to equilibrium with the forced air conditions of 20 to 30% relative humidity. At 21 to 24 degrees centigrade. What this mean, I'll tell you. So once you have washed, then you have dried. After drying, what you will do is you will take the capsules from the infrared dryer, you will spread it on trays, and you will place it in an environment in which the conditions are of 20 to 30% relative humidity and the temperature is maintained at 21 to 24 degrees centigrade. Okay, so now the capsules at equilibrium with 20 to 30% relative humidity are considered dry. So when the capsules are maintained and subjected to this environment, now they will be termed as your dry capsules, and the shell of such capsule, it will contain about 6 to 10% of water. So the shell of this gelatin contains 6 to 10% of water depending on the gelatin formula used. So depending on the gelatin formula used, the shell will contain about 6 to 10% of water. I repeat, after this process you will wash them, you will subject them to infrared drying. First is your washing, then is your infrared drying, and then this infrared drying will remove 60 to 70% of the water. After infrared drying, you will place them in a trays, and you will place them to come in a equilibrium with air conditions. You will place the capsules to come in equilibrium with air conditions, which are maintained at the following conditions. So those conditions are your 20 to 30% relative humidity and 21 to 24 degrees centigrade, the temperature and the relative humidity. So now when the capsules are exposed and they are equilibrium at 20 to 30% relative humidity at 21 to 24 degrees centigrade, they are considered as dry. So these capsules are considered as dry, and the shell of such capsule, it will contain about 6 to 10% of water depending on the gelatin formula used. So this is with your rotary dry process. Okay, in the next class we will discuss about your aquagel technology and the aquagel technology. So this, if you remember, I have already told you, aquagel technology is the one which is used to fill the solid material. If you want to fill the solid material into your capsules, you will use this aquagel process. Otherwise, most of the processes are concerned with filling of liquid materials. So in the next class we will discuss about the aquagel process, and the leftover topic in this unit is the quality control of soft gel capsules. With this we will finish this unit. So in the soft gelatin capsules, the important questions you can expect is what is base adsorption, then you can expect base adsorption, and what else I have told you, manufacturing and QC control, that will be a long mark question. And then you can expect about sizes, various sizes and shapes of soft gelatin capsules. So your 2 marks questions are here about sizes and shapes of soft gelatin capsules, and what is base adsorption, that is for 2 marks. And for long marks you can expect explain the manufacturing equipment or explain the production process of soft gelatin capsules and the QC test for soft gelatin capsules. So please go through this and prepare notes from the video and the textbook, and if you have any doubts you can ask me anytime. Thank you.